Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Hey, Andi Mack, give me my face back. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back. Today's episode is Andi Mack. This is Andi right there. This is a series, it's 3 seasons long. It's from 2017 to 2018. And most of it is not on Disney Plus for whatever reason. It's really weird. Okay, I'll get to that in a minute, but I know there's a ton of people who kind of grew up with this. It's not even that old, like 2017. Yeah, it's not that old. For some reason, I thought it was like early 2000s. But this is a character. It's a girl that has connected with a lot of people. And of course, it's a coming of age story. She's barely 13. She's got all sorts of, teenage issues that she needs to deal with. And I watched one episode, just one, and I could already see she's adorable, but she's smart and she's a good kid. I'm more interested in her older sister, Leland, played by Leland Bowden. Bex, she's a troublemaker, and she's a great role model for little Andi. And although she does tend to get Andi in trouble, from what I can tell. Andi's best friends are Buffy and Cyrus, ABC. That's really easy on the call sheet, or just sort of when you're scripting things out. ABC, Bex would kind of mess things up. But when you're scripting, it's just tapping that A, B, Buffy or Bex, C, Cyrus. There you go. Cyrus, by the way, is played by Joshua Rush, and he is from the trivia I'm reading here, he is the first actor to play an openly gay character on the Disney Channel. Go figure. I was like, this kid seems kind of gay. I was going to mention that, and then I saw that trivia thing. I'm like, oh, well, it's obvious. Everybody knows that I don't want to be too obvious, but yeah, he's gay. Well, congrats. Pride Month was last month, but still, I'm just saying. Could still be proud of that. And Sophia Wiley plays Buffy Driscoll. She is not a vampire slayer in any way. But Peyton Elizabeth, why am I not getting her full name in here? Peyton Elizabeth Lee plays Andi Mack, and she's done other stuff since. But yeah, Prom Pact, Secret Society of Teenage Whatchamacallits. She should be a Disney icon. If she doesn't already have that title, she should earn it eventually, I imagine. When you do enough Disney stuff, they put you on stage at D23 Expo and then give you an award. So, but usually everybody's much older than Peyton is right now. Either way, it's well shot. It's well acted. It has a great sense of humor. People talk the way people talk. Yes, the very first and the only episode I've watched is literally, I'm getting back to that, is literally episode 11 of season 1. See how many episodes are in season 1? 2. Episodes 11 and 12. I imagine these are 12 episode seasons. Let's look. There's 2 episodes in season 1. There are 12 whole episodes in season 2. Season 3? Okay, 17. Wait, so that makes me think that there's more than 12 episodes in any season, and here. Okay, let's look at this. Come on. Season 2 starts with episode 5. Then 6, then jumps to 9, then jumps to 11, then 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24, 25. What? Who does this? Who puts this show? I think that this show might be fairly well bootlegged. I don't. With the way this is right now, if you want to watch the entire thing, it's not exactly. I imagine maybe there are reruns like crazy on Disney Channel, but here, like season 3 starts at episode 3, 4, 5, 6. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, this is a travesty right here. There's 2 episodes in season 1. It's not like it's a complex thing that I really didn't understand. I understood technically who the characters were. I didn't know that Bex was her older sister. I didn't think she was old enough to be her mom, but maybe she was a cool aunt. I don't know. And I know looking at the cast list, I can see that there is a mom character, I think, also played by Lauren and Tom, which not bad either. Celia Mack, maybe that's their mom. There's a lot of Macks in this, so I'm sure they show up somewhere, but maybe those episodes aren't on Disney Plus. Why would you put this show? I mean, I realize the demand for this very popular show to put this on Disney Plus would make sense. And you know what? I'm probably get comments from people who know what's going on. I didn't do the research as to why all this is missing. I'm sure there's some sort of drama, maybe, but there need not be. Content-wise, I'm sure she's not like a Nazi or anything. She's there's not an episode when she just kills a bunch of people. I don't think there's a whole lot of just really horrible stuff. I mean, not everybody lives in Florida where they just censor stuff willy-nilly, where children learn about who they are and where they come from. We gotta allow children to learn that eventually in their own time as they choose. Okay? And this is what that show is about. This is a girl who's discovering a number of things. And it felt like the episode that I watched is a huge turning point episode. But it's episode 11 of season 1. Episode 11. Okay. I can't recommend this to anybody who's just starting fresh, who's never watched it before. Again, this is never made for me. I'm not their demographic. I am not a 12-year-old girl, and it's not something that I would normally be watching. But if I had a 12-year-old girl in my life who was like, I love Andi Mack, I want to watch Andi Mack, you know what? I would watch it with her. I would okay, you can have the TV, because you know what? This is not bad programming. This is something that I think you could probably learn something. You could do worse than emulating Andi Mack, and she doesn't have it all figured out. She is, she's learning, she's growing, she's a kid. But the first whole episode is about picture day, and at the same time happening where Andi gets called out by the brand new principal that there's a dress code and that she might be violating it by wearing leggings that draw people's attention to things other than school. There's nothing she's wearing that is going to make anybody go, oh my God. It's not going to happen. At least she's kind of surprised by that. She's like, well, really? People noticing me? That would be a first. Yeah. But she's a kid. So, maybe some kids, people, yeah, we're not going to get into that. But there's nothing about that. Obviously this is touching on a thing where we find in a lot of schools where they create a dress code that, if there's a off-the-shoulder thing or an exposed bra strap or whatever else, they put all these kind of restrictions on how girls can dress, and they do nothing with the boys. And in this case, yeah, I can see why. This is without putting her in something that she would never wear. They're still telling that story where leggings, maybe it's seen as wearing pajamas to school, and oh, that's inappropriate. Why are you wearing that? Yeah, I can understand some things might be inappropriate, but when it's just against women and telling them that they can't wear things because boys can't control themselves, well, guess what, boys? Control yourself. That's a lesson to be learned here. If boys somehow can't control themselves, then they're not learning how to control themselves. I'm not saying these girls should dress however they like. Well, you know what? They can dress however they like. I wouldn't go to school naked unless it's one of those naked schools that we all hear about, which I don't imagine exist. I don't know. Again, I don't live in Florida. All sorts of weird stuff happens in Florida. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just kicking Florida today. That's just the way I am. I can't recommend this to anybody who's never watched Andi Mack before without a foundation, at least for if you're like me and I want to see something from the beginning. I was disappointed that I did not get an origin story for all of her powers and everything else at episode 1. It just seemed like I got dumped in the middle of a story. Even though this one episode 11 exists on its own, it is still part of a larger narrative. And in this, beyond the A story, which is rebelling against the rules of the school dress code that unfairly targets women. The B story is the through point kind of story. I'm using the wrong word. The follow-through story here for Andi's relationship. She has a crush on a boy. It's very apparent. They do it previously on. And that's the only reason I even understood who everybody was and what was going on. She's an obvious crush on a boy. That boy really likes hanging out with her. And as much as Bex interferes and realizes that Andi likes him and tries to make it look like, oh, hey, boy, check her out. Maybe you might want to be boyfriend and girl. She's not very subtle, even in the previously on. Andi kind of realizes that this guy is just best friending her. I don't know. I don't want to say friend zoning, because that's a thing that's used way too often with people. But she really likes the guy, and I don't know if she's as direct as she should be in expressing her feelings for him, but it's obvious she likes him. It's obvious that she likes him. And it's obvious that he likes her to a certain degree, but she also realizes that she doesn't have her own agency in this, and she's like part of the club, the Frisbee golf club, because he likes Frisbee golf. And when this episode is the episode where she realizes, hey, you know what? I'm only in this for you, not for me. And she has to be able to make these choices. In fact, the conflicts kind of emerge at one point where, since it's picture day, and they want to get a picture of the club, and she's wearing a striped prison outfit as a part of the rebellion that Bex has made available to all the students who want to wear some to school to protest the outfit, the clothing rules. Where's my head? The thing. Yeah. The clothing rules. I am broken. So he's like, hey, why don't you change into our special team uniform? And she's like, no, I'm going to keep wearing this because that's why I'm going to do this. And you want to wait? She's like, remember what I told you this was for? And he's like, kinda. Because she said, hey, you want to wear one like this? And he's like, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that at all. Bye. And he has really no thought for him other than what she can do for him. And she's all too eager in some cases, especially early on when you got a crush, to do these things for your crush in hopes that they'll like you back. And it's a lesson we all learn, young and old, when it comes to relationships or wannabe relationships. So yeah, I think this is a lot of potential, but and it's already over. But I think this is something that is worthwhile watching if we had the whole thing. You can't have this few episodes. Yeah, you can enjoy it in parts. If this is the kind of thing you've seen a million times before growing up and you're just like, you know what, I can throw any episode on and it'd be fine. But I want the whole story. You don't give me like half seasons or 2 episodes in a season and expect me to go, yeah, I think I got my money's worth on this show. Whatever rules, I realize there's probably maybe song, music, like licensing issues. That usually is the cause. But something's got to work out with that. I don't know. You guys, it was 2017. You should have worked that out early on. Come on, Disney. Don't you own the rights to like already tons of music? You couldn't have used that. I'm guessing that's what it is. It's just what it is. So let's pick tomorrow's episode.
359.
359. 359. Keep going. Ooh, passed it. Huh. Okay. Wow, you know what? For a while, we were getting nothing but documentaries. And so far now, we've gotten 3 series right in a row. And this one, I believe, is also a foreign-based one. Because I just added it in this last quarter. I remember adding this myself. Well, I had all of them, but I remember this because it stood out. I don't know if this is Korean or Japanese, but we'll find out tomorrow when we watch soundtrack number 1. Soundtrack number 1. I imagine it's musical. That seems like a good guess, considering the name. And probably a drama, something. I don't know. It's got music in it. We'll find out. Soundtrack number 1 next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.